Uh, Hi, I'm Navas, and today I'm going to present the topic what's new in Flutter 3.13. And also, we are exploring the latest features and improvements in Flutter 3.13. And first of all, we need to know what is Flutter for that and why you use Flutter. So, Flutter is an open source framework from Google that is developed by Google, and that is mainly used for building multi-cross platform applications like Android, iOS, web, Windows, Mac OS, Linux, etc. So that we can build a multi-cross platform with a single code base. Um, Here, Flutter provides fast and expressive way for developers to build native iOS and Android apps from single code base. So that we can build, so that we can use building multiple cross-platform using Flutter. And here it is also to UI toolkit. We can build, test, and deploy beautiful mobiles, web, desktop, and embedded apps from a single code base. Here in this figure, you can see that we can develop these platforms in a single code base. So, so next one is the new improvements and features on Flutter 3.14. Here, the new improvements or features are divided into four parts. First one is a framework improvement, second, performance improvement, third, platform improvement, and fourth one is DevTool improvements. So we are moving to the first part. Framework improvements. Here, they provided a character recognition in text field for iOS. So that, for example, if you're using text fields in iOS, the user will automatically allowed to see an option to use the device camera to recognize characters, and we can insert them into the text field. So simply we can capture the text inside the image and put it into the text field. So this feature is introduced in latest iOS. And, and the second one is adaptive dialog. Here we can use a constructor called show adaptive dialog, which is going to set which is going to set in both iOS and Android. So we can develop platform specific dialog in both iOS and Android using this show adaptive dialog method. Here we are returning an alert dialog dot adaptive method. In this method, we can pass a text and the content. Here in this image, we can see that here this is the dialog for Android and this is for iOS. Here you can we can create both in one single code base. So in this alert dialog dot adaptive method, we can use different dialog for iOS and different dialog for Android. The next one is Cupertino date picker is updated. So in the latest version of Flutter 3.13, they are updated the Cupertino date picker. Previously, there are some issues in Cupertino date picker. So they have updated the date picker and they added a new mode. Here you can see the month and year. They're displaying month and year in the current date picker for iOS. And the next one is, fourth one is 2D, two-dimensional scrolling foundation. Here, the Flutter team has released a foundation for building widgets that is scrolled in two directions and classes two directions. So here, it's simply we can scroll a widget in multiple directions, like vertically and horizontally. We can scroll a widget. So the classes that are available are child vicinity class. First one is child vicinity class. This class represents the relative position of a child in 2D scrolling widget. So here we can here using this class we can scroll a widget in multi direction, that means in vertical and horizontal direction. This class is also combined with the render two-dimensional viewport dot main axis, and here each child vicinity determines its paint order among all of the children. So next one is 2D child delegate class. These classes are all among the two-dimensional scrolling foundation part. This is 2D child delegate class. This is just similar to sliver child delegate class that we have in latest Flutter versions, and it is developed for 2D scrolling widget. And here we can see that there are two subclasses are used in 2D child delegate. First one is two-dimensional child builder delegate, and second one is two-dimensional child list delegate. Here, two-dimensional child builder delegate is a concrete subclass, and that is lazily build children on their demand. And the second one is two-dimensional child list delegate. This is also a concrete subclass of this one, and this is also used for 2D array to lay out the children. And here we can also check using the change notifier for notifying the listeners, and also identifying if there is any change in the UI improvements. And the next one is, third one is 2D scroll view. Here this class is an abstract class for 2D scrolling widget. Here also using two-way scrolling widgets that consist of three pieces. First one is two-dimensional scrollable widget. Second one is two-dimensional viewport widget, and third one is two-dimensional child delegate widget. And here the first one, which listens for various user generic gestures, and it also implements the interaction design for scrolling. And the second one, which mainly implements the visual design for scrolling by displaying only a portion of widgets that inside the scroll view. And the third one is that provides the children visible to the scroll view. Here the fourth. And the fourth class is render 2D dimensional viewport. Here this class is responsible for layout the children for 2D scrolling widget. This is also a base class that here this viewport listens to viewport offsets, which determines the visible content. And also subclass must implement the layout child sequence and build order obtain child to manage the children for viewport. And this is also subclass should not override the perform layout, and also it handles the host layouts. And the second subpoint is performance improvements. Here there are some performance improvements on iOS side for the latest Android, for the latest Flutter 3.13. And here Flutter team has made several improvements to the impeller for improving the performance of apps. So basically, simply impeller means it is a rendering engine. It is designed to improve the performance and consistency of Flutter app. So in the previous, I think the previous release of Flutter 3.10, the impeller becomes default rendering engine for iOS. Yeah. Now I think in 3.13 they improve it. And here another improvement is the shader compilation. Here shader compilation has been eliminated, which means that there's no delay of rendering complex graphics and average frame for rasterization time. And it is also reduced by 50%. And the average frame rasterization is the average amount of, it is also been known that the average frame of rasterization is the average amount of time it takes for rendering a single frame. So this means that the embeller can now render more frames in less time, and improving the performance of the app. So now let's talk about the fidelity improvement. I think in the Flutter 3.10, the previous release, Flutter announced wide gamut colors. So the wide gamut color means these are the type of color that spaces that has a wide range of colors, and also compared to normal RGB color, they can display more accurate and vibrant color, especially for images and videos. And these colors were available in previous versions of Flutter 3.13. Sorry, 3.110. So Flutter team have decided to make the wide gamut colors the default one on iOS when using Impeller. So here you can see the image of wide gamut color. Here this is a normal RGB color, and here the other one is a wide gamut color. Next one is a performance improvements on Android. Flutter team is still working. I think they're working on the backend, Vulkan backend for Android. Here, Vulkan backend means it's a software layer that allows the Flutter to use Vulkan graphics API on Android devices. It's just an API that is designed to be more efficient and flexible than older OpenGL APIs. And also the average frame restoration time for Android is significantly improved. And they're also still working on improving the performance on Impeller on Android. Hope they will release a preview later in this year. Here, this is the official website of Vulkan. Here you can see the latest SDK and drivers. You can check that. And the next one is platform improvements. Here, Android Flutter now supports targeting Android level 14 and also API level of 34. But they're still working on some other features on Android 14, such as they said that predicate back navigation. This is also a new feature. This will allow dual purpose to specify a predicate or condition that must made in order for allowing back navigation. For example, a developer could specify a predicate to allow for back navigation. If a user had made changes to the form field, this will prevent the user from that accidentally prevent. It is also navigating the back without saving there are any changes. And I think the predicate navigation back feature is still under the development, and also this is a promising feature that could improve the usability of server apps, and also this feature will be released at the later version of Flutter, I think. In platform improvements, there is also some improvements in in iOS side also. I think previously there are some distortion issue in iOS when screen rotates, but now in Flutter 3.13 it's fixed. Here also you can see the latest Android versions list, and also SDK and API level. Here also you can see the version code name, and their cumulative usage and their years, their release years. And the last one is DevTool improvements. Here, here they added a new overflow menu on the navigation bar to handle the cases when the list of tabs cannot be displayed, that can't be displayed at once, like by clicking that arrow you can now open new tabs that were not displayed. So simply means that they are added a new menu for overflow issue, So you can easily check if there is any overflow issue occurred on our app. And also in DevTools, they are all also added the class legend, which helps in pressing the memory allocation and also few other updates you can see in the release note. Okay. Here is the dev tool environment. Here you can see the Flutter inspector. You can check that. Also, you can check the performance issue, and also other option, that is CPU profiler, and memory, debugger, network, and login. Here you can check also the memory leakage issue using this memory option. And there are added a new option like overflow issue in the top menu. And here they added class legend type like Dart runtime classes, Dart and Flutter SDK and their dependencies, and also added some classes of projects. Here you can trace the memory allocation using this function. That's it. Hello.
Okay, Navas. If anyone have any questions, please. No one have no questions. Navas.
Yeah.
Currently the Flutter is Flutter framework is version is 3 point something like. Okay, is there any plan for Flutter 4? I heard some news about that.
Sorry, Flutter phone.
Flutter 4. Currently it is 3, right?
Yeah. I think the latest one is Flutter 3.16. They're releasing soon. They're releasing the Flutter 4 version.
Okay.
They're organizing some major updates for that version. Yeah. I think they will change it to a new OS like Fuchsia. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we wind up?
I think
Yeah.
there is no questions.
So can we wind up the
Okay.
meeting?
Okay, Navas. Thank you. Thank you for.
Yeah. Thank you.